Hey, welcome traders for a lunchtime with successful trading. I am multitasking, so the first thing that I'm currently doing, I'm running the trade alerts for next week, so such that we can create the watch list together live. Then we will set up the no wahala trades for tomorrow. The first one, you can take it right now. So here it is. You cannot be more live than that. This is FCX. It's reversing on here. So we have a good hour or 60 minutes on here to actually see if, let's say, this momentum will continue or just ramping up. So the chart you're seeing, let's see, let me make sure that first of all, if somebody could confirm that you can see the screen fully, you know you can hear me. That's number one. And then if you can see the screen, so the chart we are looking at right now is the chart for FCX. Um, perfect entry will have been, let's say, 30 minutes ago. No, actually an hour, 90 minutes ago, thereabouts. So it has gone from 30, let's say 38 here to 38 and a half. So what can we use on here? Very quickly, let's see. Can I bring if I bring in a text? So text, let's say, well, we are just going above VWAP, right? But I mean, the reversal, the confirmation here has been around. So if we, oops, can we use the text? Yeah, so the text on here will be April 30th. So what can we use? We can use the 39 calls. Yeah, you can use 39 calls, or I don't know if you want to really start. So 38 and a half. The 39 calls, I think they're going for less than 25 cents. They should be. I was tracking it with the 38 calls earlier. Now they're going for 60 cents. So that little bit more expensive, but it's definitely up to you. The momentum is bullish on here. That's how we trade it. But and then we're going to strangle that depending on the close. We will take a hedge or with some puts depending on where it closed. It closed at 39, so we have a full hour sale to the closing on here. Soon is going to run out of room on the upper Bollinger, but I mean, if whatever algo that's it's pushing this up, um, they can definitely continue that momentum. So let's see who's on board on here. Well, there are only 5 people, right? So you can hear, I can see you loud and clear. Adeze B, love this. Adezebi, how did you hear about this? I'm not familiar, so please, my apologies, please. My apologies if, let's say, you're part one of our member in our Discord room and I do not know. I'm not familiar with that name. We are a tidy community here, so I usually know everybody by by name. So hence I'm asking how you hear about us and yeah. 3 p.m. Where is it at? YouTube. So, somebody's asking. Somebody's asking how to get the link to this. Oh, my bad. Okay, okay. You see, is this your first time to join? So, Mr. So you see, I knew the moment I asked the question, I knew I was in trouble with that. So my apologies. So yes, obviously, I had to be I had to be reprimanded on that. So yes, Daisy D is none other than Mr. T wife, and we have had a great coaching session together. So welcome. It's yeah, I mean it's 8 p.m. in London right now, so not bad. Lunchtime here in California, it's noon, just past noon. So yes, so let me share the what's the so the chart we are tracking as of now is the first one, FCX. So again, this is a live trade, folks. Yeah, you can trade this trade. I just if you're joining now, well, I don't know, is that's uh, I'm trying to do several things on here. This stuff is difficult doing this live, right? So this is a live trade for us. It's part of this is a trade that we want you to take no matter what for tomorrow. But since the stock is trending already, we can start with the first part of the call side of that. So we suggested the 39 calls for tomorrow or the 38 and a half. So that's the green on there. While this is going on, I am rushing up. Well, it doesn't take that much time, but it needs my attention for 5 minutes. I'm running the trade alerts for next week, so I'm such that we are going to be able to enter them live in our watch list if you so like, and then we will be tracking anything else. So FCX is definitely a stock that we have our eyes on. Here's Facebook. Facebook, this has been a difficult trade to say the least. We managed it, but it has been from the gangster trade this morning. The puts they pay first. We cashed on that, and now they started a rally on here. I mean, you can see it's relatively tight. This is 5 minute interval. That's why I was like, what's going on here? So I typically use 15 minute interval as you're familiar. Yeah. So here it is. Let's say the 320 we mentioned in our Discord room. If you were with us earlier, the 320 puts on here. They went all the way to $2 something. I mean, we had to cash on them because these stocks they just do what they are. But we have tiny position for tomorrow as well, right? So part of that strangle that we had as a gangster trade this morning. So the put paid. Now we are trying to parlay the sum of that money into some calls on here. So let's see if this thing can it close above 330. But definitely, I mean, tomorrow it still has an opportunity for this trade. Here's how it looked like on a daily chart. Whoosh, whoosh. There's a name for this candle, right? So there's a name for this candle. So I had to take it because when a stock gap up like this one, I mean, the upper Bollinger Band is 320.79. We are trading almost 10 points higher. Hello, hello. Can't wait to be tomorrow because either which way, right? All we want is can this thing, if it really has strength, goes in the 335 and the likes. That's the option that has been tracking a little bit. I think they are like, how much are they now? They are like 60 cents. But if they are to come to make up for the gap tomorrow, it could be a very, very interesting Friday. So Facebook, it's definitely on our watch. And this guy, again, I'm repeating myself on there. So give me 5 minutes. I'll leave you with the screen on here. I'll take care of the trade alerts and then we will enter them live. All right, all right. I have one. Let's see who's on. Okay, I guess we see the usual suspect, Mr. Joe, Miss Festus. Hello, good afternoon. All right, all right. So I am going to write down. Let's see what's moving on here. Let's try to situate ourselves first. Okay, so SPY has rallied. Let's look at the charts for SPY. What's Facebook doing? Facebook is still stuck into yeah, no room here on the upper Bollinger Band for Facebook. So 329.30, it's got stuck below that. Uh, this is some of the stock that's let's see, a stock that's we traded very quickly. We have a nice Caterpillar. It had earnings this morning. I caught this late, but though I caught this late, folks, it was a quick scalp of over 100%. I kid you not. I think I caught this thing on this candle here, or even this candle here. So then when it dipped to below 224 something on here, so I was just, yeah, they sideway action. So it had earnings yesterday, right? So was it pre-market? And it gapped up, so it's one of those. This is an illustration of folks how you can go about identify. We cannot identify them all. I kid you not. When I miss a lot of them just because on a day like today, I think when we did our filtering, remember earlier this morning my time, because if I say this morning, for some people it could have already been the beginning of the afternoon their time, and now it's the evening. So when we came here, we had over 84 stock that had earning between yesterday after market close and this morning before the market opened. So Caterpillar was one of those stocks, and it's just a shame that we didn't have we didn't catch the full move on it. It will have really been great. Not sure if I'm not sure if I'm seeing Caterpillar here. How much is it down by now? But I thought it was here. It should have been here. But in any case, when I just stumbled onto this chart, I'm not sure how I stumbled onto this chart, and I shared that in the Discord room. All right, so let's see. Yeah, I wanted to share SPY. That's what brought us here. So the market dipped. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is all you need to know about this market. Take a great look at this. This is SPY. 15-minute chart of SPY. So this is how we started the day. Huge gap up from yesterday after the FOMC. 417.35. We opened at 420.32. If you were with us earlier in pre-market, we talked about the so-called study, we did the study and we shared it with you the day after FOMC. Typically they played bearishly, and that's what happened here. So if you were to start SPY on here, folks, from this point all the way, it took about 2.5 hours of just selling. Yeah, one green candle here, but I mean all the way to 416.5. But then look at the second part. Higher highs, every single candle, literally. And now, what say you? Back to where it was in pre-market. For me, it's just the shape of it. So meaning, if this is a type of market, if you're a bull or a bear, SPY doesn't discriminate. It's an equal opportunity type of ETF, right? So you will have made money in both, if you're a bull or a bear, depending on where you enter that. Okay, I was sorry. I'm distracted. I was reading a message inside of the Discord. So I wanted to share that on here. So if you were, I know people who say, oh, they want to trade SPY. SPY was moving today in both directions. So opportunities in here, unlike yesterday where there was a lot of sideways. So hopefully each and every one was able to take advantage of that. So our friend FCX is stock as of now with no room. How about Facebook? Facebook is not moving. You see, we have been here on here 15 minutes and literally nothing is moving. This is that, yeah, I tell people about live. I don't make up when the market decides to move. So we can come here and could be just a very boring session. I will have nothing to talk about or nothing to teach rather. So, but we have something to do on here. I need to write down. The computer just gave us the stocks for next week, and I need to write them down. So, before I go and show you how I enter them in our watch list. I use Power E Trade, but obviously you can use any broker that you so elect. Okay, let's see. All right. I'm just writing down the stocks, and then I will be sharing the screen on how I'm going to pick the strike price for expiration. Wow, we are already in May, so the expiration for next week is going to be May uh, the 7th. So that's the expiration. That's for us. We are looking forward to. So let's see on here which stocks are here. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. So I think we have one, two. Okay. At least we have a list, so we can go and start creating our watch list. Let's see. All right. So let's do this. Let's do this. So, uh, I mean, it doesn't matter, does it? Let's see. My screen. Okay, so I'm sharing my screen. So for 15 minutes we won't be able to. I'm just going to come here and create a watch list for next. So the way I do that, if this is your first time watching this, so I go to watch list. We made a video of this, yeah. So this principle, it should not be, well, it depends. If this is new for you, no problem. I mean, this is a learning opportunity. Otherwise, it's just doing it live. So I'm going to add a watch list, and I'm going to call it successful trading May 5th expiration. Okay, so then I'm saving it. That watch list is currently empty, and then on here we have our current watch list, right? So our current watch list, can we make sure that everybody's seeing on here? Nike actually popped up earlier. If you caught that, so this thing went all the way to 500%. Congratulations if you were able to trade that. This is how we tell traders that there are opportunity on the watch list and that are missed each and every day, right? So that stock, that option, the 133 went all the way to 500%. Trust me, yeah, if you had it right now, it's showing 400%, but I remember earlier. So meaning when it got to 100%, you could have entered that trade and definitely take advantage of 400% move under. So March 5th expiration, this is it on here. I'm just going to go through this in the order that I've written them down. So the first stock that's came into the computer, well, not the first one. The first one that I wrote down doesn't matter the order, so it's Snap. And for whatever reason, my computer, it's really slow now. So Snap, we are looking for May the 7th. So Snap, earlier we made money this morning on Snap because we had the 62 call as we mentioned in pre-market from yesterday, right? They paid well. They went to $2 and something, but then if you look at that chart, this thing is still nuts. So it went all the way down to below 61 when the market dipped overall. I believe we have as a hedge 61 put. We made that money as well. So now it's a case of what Snap has in store for us. Remember what we said this morning in pre-market. If Snap is to close this week above 65, we are still game. The computer is telling us that there's still money to be made on Snap. So let's say next week for May the 7th, what we can take, what type of option we can trade out of here. The 70, they will be tempting. Yeah, the 70, they will be tempting. I'm going to go maybe a little bit more conservatively. Let's start with 67. Yeah, but I mean, the whole idea here, we look at the chart of this thing. If it is to be bullish, it doesn't matter which strike price we are using. So the 67 calls there for next week. And then on the put side, let's say we can use, let's pick a cheap hedge on here. This has shown consistent support around 58. So really, I think we have to pick something much lower than 58. Has shown support, meaning we are willing to, should things really go bad at some point, if you enter this trade, 58 has been that support. So meaning, okay, we can spy on this as a hedge, maybe with the 55 of, let's say 56 put, because we don't know. This market is crazy. So, but they are cheap enough on here by Snap standard. All right, so that's that under. So this is the process that we go in. This is a stock that's a let's say one of those is 325 stock, Home Depot. So Home Depot on here trading at 325. There's more. There's more to come to this if you believe in the bullish trend. It's trading. I look at the chart yesterday. I'm not sure if I did it live or anything. So really here, the bias is on the bullish side. So for next week, we are going to try to hedge this thing. Yeah, 312.5. Again, this is Thursday, meaning each day that passes by and the stock doesn't move in its direction, these options become cheaper and cheaper. So the price that you are looking at now, they're just indicative because that is today, right? So we have until next week, and typically you see options that really become much cheaper as time passes by. So on the call side, currently at 325, let's see how far can we go on to this 325. Let's say the 335, they're currently printing at 58 by 68 cents. Is one of those. The spread is not that bad. It's a little bit wide, but typically you definitely get into this with the middle of the bid and the ask. So let's use the 330. Is it 335? Yeah. So $10 away. I mean, when this thing is moving, here's an example. Here's an example of, oh my goodness, this is a good opportunity for us to teach you. Look at the implied volatility of Home Depot, folks. 325, in the vicinity of 325 is less than 20%. These are the type of stock that the option that you want to be trading. Compared to others where, let's say, implied volatility is 200%. Because this means, hey, the market maker, by market maker stock assumption, right? The stock doesn't move that much. But when it moves, the option pay. Look at the payout here. Between yesterday and today, let's say the 330, they are paying 147%. Yeah? So meaning they gained $96, 96 cents or $96 from yesterday here. So meaning you could have gotten these yesterday for about 60 something cents. The stock only moved 1.8%. That's what you want. So such low implied volatility. And then if you are using a Power E-Trade, in here you can see the implied volatility constellation, meaning the 30-day average. This is nice. This is nice. This is nice. This type of stock. So identifying this, we don't make it a prerequisite for us when in how we enter trade, but this is good. I'm just using an opportunity here to teach on how what's a low or good implied volatility, if you will. So let me make sure that I didn't lose the crowd. Let's see. Oh, somebody is not saying something. Okay, Mr. Hey, good afternoon, Mr. Ryan. How are you, sir? All right. Okay. And if you have a stock that you want us to take a look at, we can definitely do that once we finish this activity. Maybe let me just speed up on here in 5 minutes, because that's the thing, right? So I see opportunity to teach or to provide knowledge value here. I stop in my track. So Netflix. All right. Netflix has had earnings since last week, folks. The stock has not moved at all. At all. Yeah, I don't care. Well, not even scalping. Maybe yesterday or today it went below 500, but jeez, there was no money making. What that's going to do is that the options are going to get cheaper. Look at the implied volatility of Netflix now for next week versus what it was last week. If you remember, we shared that screen with you going into the earnings, right? So, and the stock hasn't moved in literally 5 days. So this is one of those that let's look for Netflix tomorrow. There could be opportunity for us to score into some cheap scalping on tomorrow. So, but for next week, what are we looking at here? So currently trading at 506, literally flat. So for next week, I mean, look at this. This thing look cheap, and I'm going to show you an indicators that show the cheapness of the option here. So let's go for this conservatively. Let's go for 530. Yeah, 530. And then on the call side, and then on the bearish side, well, let's look. I mean, we can use a symmetry, just a symmetrical value, 475 thereabout. Again, I'm repeating it. The cost that you see on here, I mean, if you are taking the trade right now, yes, obviously you're going to pay that much, but by tomorrow or even by next week, some of those options, but when the stocks start moving, they can be much cheaper. So do not let that deter you. All right, so another stock on here. This one we don't trade it that often, but it's a tiny stock that's when it's moving, it's really definitely moving. Look at the implied volatility, 22%, folks. Yeah, 22%. Okay, so 37. Okay, this one's going to be, so on the put side, we are going to pick what? We are going to pick here. This is easy. I may even take this trade, let's say tomorrow, really going into the weekend. But does it have earning? No, it doesn't have earnings. So the 36.5, meaning just 50 cents, you can get them for 28, 24, 28. So that's interesting. That's my tip, because if the stock it's ever to make a $1 move, just a $1 move, those options will be paying greatly. So conversely here on the call side, so we pick, so this is KR. KR is Kroger. It's a shopping center, is a chain of shopping center here in the US, across the US. So 36.5, so 37.5. Perfect. Here we go. Let's put that in there in the watch list. So if this is your first time, I hope you're appreciating how easy it is to create a watch list of options. So I'm spending time talking and teaching on here, but typically this takes less than 13 minutes for me to do. So Caterpillar, great, again, great trade. We show you the chart of Caterpillar today. Great trade for us on this today. I'm just hovering here on the E. I thought they had earning today, but because the folks at Finviz didn't show that. Yeah. Okay, so for next week on here, Caterpillar, we can pick 240. Yeah. Again, implied volatility, it's really decent. Yeah, that's what we want. It just so happened, I mean, to be like that. The computer doesn't look at implied volatility to give us stock. No, it doesn't. It doesn't at all. So 240 from 227, so that's about 13 points. 13 point. The symmetry on the other direction will be about 215, or thereabouts. So yeah, let's pick 215 on here. Okay, so that's Caterpillar. Next stock, AAL. I usually shy away from AAL just because the implied look at the difference in implied volatility, folks. Yeah, well, I mean, it's not that bad. 42%, but it's double, for instance, for HD that we saw earlier. It's double the implied volatility, meaning implied volatility, for you, the main takeaway, it's the higher the implied volatility, the more expensive, relatively speaking, the options are. So if we want, let's say, the 21 puts on here for next week 40 cents. Okay, I mean, that's just 25 cents away. So can this stock move 25 cents in either direction by next week? By this time next week? That's what it means, right? So 21 and a half. Yeah, let's keep that symmetry. All right, so that's American Airlines. Next stock, AGSK, Autodesk. This one, it's a more expensive stock, $295, and typically its option will reflect that. So in here, something useful, but the spread in this, notice how the open interest, it's very, very small. Very, very small. From 300 for next week all the way to 320, we don't have any strike price with open interest more than 100. So those type of stock we need to be, if when they start moving, I mean, definitely the way attract traders. But for us, we need to be mindful, careful when we take that trade in anticipation. We don't do that typically. We don't do that at all. We take the trade when the option is moving, and by then other traders will be interested, and the resulting effect will be that the spread, meaning the distance between the bid and the ask, will be much tighter. So let's pick. We are picking the 315 calls for next week. As of now, going for 35 times 55. So this is definitely the type of option to trade way out of the money, such that, hey, our initial investment, you can always scale in, right? When you are in a position and then the position start working in your favor, you can always scale in. So no need to rush. Yeah, look at this. The 277 and a half, bid at 35, ask at 107. Yeah, that's definitely not our task of tea. Our cup of tea. So 280. Let's the 280 puts on here. I mean, they look expensive as of now, but as time passes by, the spread will tighten up as well. So let's add them in there in the watch list. AGSK, Microsoft. Oh my goodness, Microsoft. Where's Microsoft right now? All right, so Microsoft rallied just like most of the stock. Earlier, Microsoft was trading at 249. I looked at it a little bit. Was like, yeah. So on the put side on here for next week, let's go for 240. That's 12 points away, and then 12 points in the other direction. Let's see, maybe 260, 265. Yeah, let's go for 265. And look at the implied volatility, folks. It wasn't like this 2 days ago. Implied volatility right now on this option, we pick the 265. It doesn't matter. 260, 265 is 20%. Super cheap. And the stock is rallying. I'm saying now, let's keep an eye on the markets. What's going on? I mean, SPY is flat. How about our friend FCX? Since we haven't been looking at it, actually retreated 38.38 instead of 38.50 when we started this show a little bit. A stock that's rallying right now is Pins, PINS. If you guys want to go to that chart while I'm still doing this, Pins puts in a low earlier today at 65.37, and since then has been rallying really, now printing 68. Pins, it's a good stock to trade no wahalas on Friday. So I may actually, I think, because the other one that we have, X has earning tomorrow, so I'm trying to avoid it. We're just gonna day trade it. So Pins, FCX and Pins, folks, definitely you can look at that as our first the first two no wahala trade. I will give them. I will print them very very shortly here. Let me finish this thing up. So we did Microsoft. The next stocks here is AABV. ABBV. It's a biopharmaceutical stock trading at 110. It's one of those slow movers, but when it moves, it definitely does something. So the system showing us this one, it has earnings. That's why the implied. So this is a stock that has earning tomorrow. Yeah, that's what they're showing on here. So it may be a case of okay, fine. Most likely, if it has earning tomorrow, it will be pre-market. So a candidate for gangster trade. So here, just as an indication, we can put in, let's use maybe the 115. It doesn't matter, right? We will be trading it after earnings. So this is just an indicative for us as a placeholder for a potential move. So if anything, actually, the fact that our computer, it's highlighting this even before earnings, that means a potential big move could be coming. I don't have experience trading this before earnings, so sorry there, I cannot help to say, oh, if it's worth it. All I'm saying is that implied volatility is very, very low compared to compared to some stock that had earning, right? So see, earnings are tomorrow, and for us, we are trading this for next week. So meaning it will be, even if you take the trade today before the earnings, you actually will be shielded from that nonsense or wahala that they usually do after earnings. So let's use 105 for next week on the put side. So that's ABBV. The next one here, ATVI. Activation Blizzard at $91. So $91 looking into next week. So let's say here conservatively, again, another slow mover. We can use the 85 puts. And on the call side, what can we track this with? 95, 90, yeah, just so $6 asymmetry. So 95, 96. They're a little bit expensive because there's an earning pending. Yep, earning May the 4th. That's why. it's very telling, right? When the stock has earnings. So maybe a rally into earning here for next week for this guy. So we can use, what can we track this one with? Let's track this with the 98. Okay, let me speed this thing up. All right, so we are almost halfway. 80. So our machine, it's our AI computer, it's saying that Apple is stand for a move. So this is a stock that had earning today, yesterday after market closed, and well, you can compare implied volatility between today, and next week, folks. Night and day. Look at this, 100 something. Well, actually, if we go to the 134, the 134 area, let's say 40% thereabout, and then next week, what's the implied volatility here on Apple in the 130s? 27%. So 40% this week versus 28% next week. Not too bad. So let's pick on here. Very easy to pick on the call side, 140. And on the bearish side, 140. So this will give us 125-ish. 125. That's, yeah. So let's maybe make it 128 for Apple. All right. Next on there, it's a Royal Caribbean. RCL is the ticker for this one. This actually hasn't moved that much lately. $84, $85. So on the put side, does it have earnings? Of course, it has earnings. Earnings are for, that's saying tomorrow. Oh, before market open. So did it announce its earning today? Because today's 429, right? That's what the computers show in here. So in any case, for next week, implied volatility is in the 45 range. So from a bearish perspective, we can trade this with 78. Let's go for 79. Because they're in the 50s, even if theta decay takes over, we still can make a good trade off of this one when it starts moving. So on the call side, let's say then, how about the 90? Anything in the vicinity makes sense. All right, let's go. Let's pick 90. Okay. Excellent. The next one, Pins is moving, folks. Yeah, as I'm just keeping an eye on it on my phone. Pins is currently at 68.21. So again, just like FCX, you can start your Wahala trade on it by following just the trend. So we did FCX. How about FedEx? FedEx is the next stock on here, and then we have a couple more or three more just to finish this. So FedEx for next week, 295. Currently at 295 for next week. Let's say we can use the 310 should this momentum continue. Again, we know that we don't need to be in the money to make money, meaning if FedEx starts running, though we are using something way outside of the money, those will start appreciating actually bigger in percentage. That much we know. And then on the very side, we can use the 275. Let's go maybe to, yeah, 275. That's fine. Okay, FedEx is in our watch list for next week. Next on our watch list, I want you to write down this stock, folks. Target. I want you, well, it's already moving, you see. I want you to get saturated tomorrow. I mean, most likely we will be talking about it in the pre-market, but this stock, there's something that we notice. Options, they're going to be super, look at the implied volatility again. Some of these implied volatility, they are sub 20%. That's very good. Yeah. So for next week, let's track this with 200 puts. Yeah, they're super cheap right now, 30 cents. On the bullish side, we want to be tracking this with so 200, so 215, 215. Man, they're super cheap. Wow. So tomorrow, please somebody remind me. We want to concentrate targets. Literally. I mean, if it closes at this level, we want to be the 205. I'm not sure what they will be worth tomorrow, but so yeah, we want to just take a super cheap, maybe 210, super cheap Ganser trade on it. Don't ask me why. I just will be doing that. Yeah. I just will be doing that. So 215 on here for next week though, as a track again, just as 30 cents. Those made really this type of option. It's for me personally. It's a pleasure to trade options where implied volatility is in the 20s. I kid you not. It's just something. Here's Etsy. Etsy has been all over the place. Has not picked a direction up. Has been stuck in range all week long. So another stock to watch for tomorrow because it has a history of just bursting in either direction on Friday. So, but for next week, the system here is telling us that's ready for a move. Currently at 207. So for next week, has earnings? Yeah, of course has earnings. Earnings are for May the 5th. That's why they're super expensive. Look at this, 100%, folks. 90 something percent. Okay, that's fine. So what can we use on here? Etsy, eBay, in the same industry, in the same sector, released their earnings the other day. I mean, they beat, but it was followed by a sell-off. So here, what can we use? Oh boy, these are expensive. This is really the impact of earnings. So let's try here the 250. But I mean, they're expensive because of earnings. So you can use anything if it's trending in either direction. You can use really anything you want based on your budget allocation. And then on the put side, I mean, if we went to 50, then we really will have to go much lower on here on the put side to find something suitable for us. That's fine. Let's pick 170 put for next week for Etsy because of its earning. Last but not least, a stock that had earning today and well, I overlooked it. I'm not sure why. I think, yeah, a Qualcomm. I didn't track that, but hey, second day momentum starting tomorrow. Definitely our computer is all over that. That's what it's suggesting. So we can trade this for next week with the 138 puts. Let's try 137 just because with that below 50 cents. You know how we feel about option below 50 cents. And then on the call side, let's find something in that vicinity as well. So let's use 148, 6 points away. That's not bad. That's not bad. Implied volatility is 27%. Not bad at all. So I saw a lot of cheap option here in our watch list, folks. This is our watch list of options. So we just, it took us, I mean, the time that it took us because I was busy talking or anything. I mean, obviously, if tomorrow there are more, I will add on to it. But let me go ahead, capture the screen, uh, and post that inside of our Discord. So print screen. And then after that, I haven't forgotten, folks. We are going to enter the Friday no wahala treat. I already given them, right. Maybe the first one. I mean, if somebody came late, they I think everybody should have the at least the strike price. We give the strike price for the call side of FCX. The other one's going to be pinned. So we're going to do that together live. So let me crop this. Let me do what? Let me do copy this. All right. Okay. I'm sharing what. Well, people in the Discord will just see it. We don't need to share what we're showing inside of the Discord at the same time. So, subscription trade alerts. We are going to say at subscription trade alerts. We are going to say May the May the 3rd? Is it May the 3rd or it's not Cinco de Mayo? We know that much. May the 7th. Wow, May the 7th expiration. Okay, Control V. Oops, cancel. Okay. I'm just saving. I'm just saving that file here, folks. April. New folder, April the 29th. Option watch list, successful tradings. Okay, so let me do this copy. Okay. All right, so that's taken care of. We were able to do a live entry of our watch list. All right, so now we can do, let's see, do we have any questions or inside of the live chat at all? No. All right, so let's take a look at, okay, so let's enter the Friday no wahalas. So Friday no wahalas, for those who do not know, we used to call them Friday Lotos or whatever. So here's FCX. It's no, I'm not sharing the proper screen, so I cannot share both screens. Okay, let me share reshare the charts, the TradingView charts. I'm still sharing the Power A trade, I believe, the option chain. So let's share the charts. So here's FCX. Hello. Okay, my screen is dark. Okay, so Facebook hit 330. Wow, actually went almost 331. Okay, so they really want to finish bullishly. If it's finished, I mean, this is the daily chart for me of Facebook. When a stock does something like this, right? Meaning, okay, I mean, at least it's closing at the same price, literally at the same price that it opened. But I mean, the dip is the dip because of the overall market condition or what? Because there is a huge distance between the upper Bollinger Band and where the stock is trading, 10 points. I don't know about you, but personally, that just usually lead me to really buying puts with confidence. But let's see what's in store tomorrow. What we know in store tomorrow is Facebook will be moving. Second day momentum, we talked about that in pre-market based on quant analysis. Here it is still. So the second day, we usually see between the open and the low. But now you could tell me that, hey, Telex, this thing could gap tomorrow and then put that 3% down. Yes, absolutely. Hence, You and I can take advantage of that by setting up a strangle. Speaking of strangle, let's go ahead and set up our strangle once for all for FCX. Here's FCX. Here's this chart. 10 minutes into the closing session. The 38, the 39 the 39 calls rather. So the stock is trading about 38.5. So we can use the 39 calls, and I will tell you here if I can juggle my screens and go to the option chain for FCX. So FCX 39 calls expiring tomorrow, April the 30th, are going for, I need to switch back the dates. They're going for 22 cents bid, 25 cents ask. Yeah. When for us we say we want to enter the trade, we want to enter the trade. So meaning if you put in at 25, yes, you will get them at that price. Yeah. Sometimes you have to do that, but I'm sure if you put in a limit at 24, 23, most likely you just have to be patient within a couple of minutes, but you want to get them. So on the bearish side, so the bias is bullish. Yeah, we know that much, though I do not always reflect that. Meaning, typically I buy the same amount of calls than put, but in this case, you will want maybe to buy twice as many calls as puts. So on the put side, what can we use here? The 38 puts are going for 24 cents bid, 27 cents ask. So here you go. That's the first one. The second trade for Friday no wahala. Okay, I guess I need to go and type it inside of the Discord because not everybody is on this live show, and somebody will be asking me, I guarantee you, hey Telex, you failed to give us the Friday no wahala. Yeah, we know how it goes. So let me enter that here. Thursday, April 29, 2021. All right, so number uno. Numéro 1. So FCX, avril le 30. So, qu'ai-je dit? 39 calls plus 38 puts. Bias on the calls. All right. Okay, that's done. Meaning that I wrote it down inside of the Discord. Numéro 2. Number 2, pins. Pins is trading at $68. Yeah. For tomorrow, the implied volatility on pins is always high because the ATR on pins it's a little bit high. So the market makers they know that. So what does that leave us? Let's make it a little bit. That's why typically I shy away from it. But I mean, for tomorrow, let's try on here. The whole idea here for tomorrow is that the stock is gaining 2.67% today after, let's say, being down by much. The whole idea is really to spend as little as possible and a big move tomorrow lead to begin. So for that, then we're going to say pins for April the 30th, le 30 avril, Madame, Monsieur. We are going to use as a hedge 66 puts. They are going for 22 cents bid, 27 cents ask. Yeah. And on the call side, as this thing is rallying here, so meaning really the whole idea is to surf on the momentum that this thing is having today, right? Should that momentum confirm tomorrow? So tomorrow, then I'm pretty sure the 70 calls they are already appreciating. If you can use the 70 calls, they are borderline what we like to do on here. So 70 calls on this guy, they're going for 39 cents and 40 cents bid. Very, very tight spread as we love it, right? So those are that's where we're recommending. I mean, now if let's say you want to get more contract, you can use the 70.5 or 71. The 71 are going for 28 cents bid and 30 cents ask. So that's two. Typically we give 3 of them. The stock that's the other stock that we always do is X, but X has earnings, folks. Yeah, after the market close. So you do not want to play with that. The implied volatility on some of the option strike price on X, like let's say the stock is trading at $22, right? If we want the 25 calls, which is $2.50, that's 10%, yeah. The implied volatility is a whooping 195% because the market maker expect a big move out of this earnings. So for us, that's fine. We will not do Friday, no wahala on this, but we will definitely be gangster trading X tomorrow. It will be our first gangster trade, regardless of the outcome of the earnings after hours. Hopefully that makes sense for you. So if you have been on auto mode of trading X before every Thursday, today is not the day to do that because you're going to be spending a lot of money on those options in both directions, and you may well lose all of that money tomorrow when the implied volatility dip down. As I'm seeing that, I'm looking at pins, it's really tracking. So it's a great candidate for a gap up tomorrow. Pins on there. Hopefully, I mean, we alerted you on this almost I don't know, a 10 minutes ago. So for us, we need to find a third one on there. A third one. I mean, let's go for Snap. Yeah, let's go for Snap. Snap have been moving all week. So hey, we just wanted to move. We don't care, right? So if they decide, it went all the way to 63 something today. So if they decide to get that stock much higher, we want to benefit from that, and they're relatively cheap for giving this the power into this one. So we are going to go for, the stock is currently trading at $62.29. We're talking about Snap on here as a Friday no wahala number 3. So I'm writing it down at the same time, hence you see me Snap April 30th. We are going for 66 calls. The 66 calls are going for is that true? No. My bad. It's not 66 calls. 64 calls, because I mean that's yeah. I love all of the out of the money. I mean the 66 calls for Snap, they're going for 9 cents. So, but no, we're picking the 64 calls. They're going for 33 cents. Bid 33 cents. So that's not bad at all. And we want to hedge those with. We said earlier that hey, support was at 58, right? So hey, let's be courageous here. Yeah, we can be courageous. Let's use the 60 puts. They're going for 19 cents. I mean, you can even use 59 for 10 cents or as your hedge. So you just that if you use the 60, you can take less contract. So 60 puts on Snap and 64 calls. Let's make that money on tomorrow, on Friday expiration tomorrow on that, and then enter. So we were able to do all of this, folks, all of the activity, get in our watch list, be able to track some of the trades, set up our Friday no wahala in less than an hour. What say you guys? Okay, I missed some of the comment here. Mr. Joe said, "What did I miss? Have a YOLO put 320 at 30 cents. But what's the stop?" Okay, so if this is the time, if you still have any question, I mean, there are 2 minutes into the closing on here. How did Facebook finish? Facebook is finishing just below 329.56. So, how about our friend Spy? Our friend Spy, obviously, they couldn't hang on to 420, so it's just coming back a little bit back down. So, okay, folks. Hopefully, you were able to get something out of it. I mean, we didn't see that much big moves or anything like that. But hey, tomorrow's Friday. We have set up. We have our Friday no wahala setup, so we are looking forward to the experience. Thank you, everybody, and we wish you a good afternoon, and we will catch you in tomorrow's pre-markets. Hey, Mr. Kevin, how do you join Discord? Okay. How do you join Discord? We don't give the Discord to everybody publicly, right? So go to our YouTube channel. If you tap the word Discord, I'm sure you're going to have a set of instructions, or just go to Successful Tradings and send me a message on how to join the Discord. So hopefully that answers your question. Thank you. We appreciate the like, folks. Thank you. Thank you. That helps. That helps. That's the end of the session. I believe there are stocks that are going to be having earnings now. I don't even. I lost track of which one. Oh, Neo. Neo is a stock that's going to be having earnings after hours. What's the other one? The other one is for whatever reason. Did Amazon have earnings before the market opened today, or will it be after hours? So yeah. Well, let's check Amazon. Did they report? Okay, they may have reported, folks. Yeah. Let me check here on my phone. So unless yeah, Amazon just reported. I mean, this is just the chart is reflecting. TradingView is reflecting that here on the chart. So, how about Neo? So yeah, we could definitely try something tomorrow on Amazon. We have done that before, buying very cheap contracts. So, folks, I'm going to stop the stream. Thank you for your time, and we will catch you tomorrow in pre-market. Bye bye, everybody.